Hello and welcome to Mangatory96, and today we're going to talk about that time I got reincarnated as a slime. Today's topic will be the world's greatest secretary, or at least she thinks that. If nothing else, she has a shot of the titles of world's strongest secretary or world's hottest secretary. In addition to her, I will also cover the sheltered Oni princess turned priestess, cook, diplomat and chief economic advisor. I'm of course talking about Shion and Shuna. But before we start, here's the spoiler warning, as I'll be spoiling a lot of things in this video, so if you don't want to be spoiled, I would highly recommend that you go and read the light novel, as it is an enjoyable read. For everyone else, let's start with who Shion is. Shion is a demi-human that is part of the third group of subordinates to be named by Rimuru and is also the number one secretary and bodyguard. She lives in the capital city of the Jura Tempest Federation, Rimuru City. In addition to that, she is also the leader of the Yomigare and also one of Rimuru's strongest fighters. When she got resurrected and evolved into a wicked Oni during Rimuru's Harvest Festival, she reached the strength of a disaster class monster. Shion is very clumsy and rather simple and dense, believing unconditionally in Rimuru's success despite his misgivings. Above all else, she is passionate. She does not understand the beauty of gentle refinement and does everything with all her strength with no restraints. For example, in attempting to clean, she concluded that everything must be erased and attempted to destroy the very building. After her resurrection, while she still often tends to make impulsive decisions and tries to solve things with excessive violence, occasionally an uncharacteristic wisdom of hers shines through. For example, when Drago's three sons invaded Tempest to challenge Rimuru, instead of outright killing them, she tamed them all by herself and turned them into her students, impressing even Rimuru. As for her strength, Shion is an S-rank disaster class comparable to an unawakened demon lord. She is a skilled swordsman and can hold her own in a sword duel or massive battle. After being named by Rimuru and constant training with her master to maintain or improve her skills, she can further increase in skill with a blade. As for her weapon of choice, Heracles' Edge revised is Audaci forged by Kurube. Shion can hold it easily with one hand. Every time she swings the sword, a flash of purple runs through, slashing and moving down anyone in her way. The range of the blow is about 10 meters, an attack that kills all in a straight line. The scabbard is made from magical energy. It will disappear when Shion wishes it. Rimuru revised Heracles' Edge using Death and Rainbow as a reference, hence becoming a Soul Eater type of weapon, though he removes the 7-hit feature. Despite what Soul Eater might suggest, it can actually eat damage or otherwise directly interact with souls. However, it does damage the spiritual body of those it hits while still doing damage to the material body at the same time. As a result, it does both physical and spiritual damage, so it is a dangerous weapon to both spiritual and physical beings alike. As for her relationship with Rimuru, Shion was originally hostile towards Rimuru under a misunderstanding that involved the destruction of her home village. After the misunderstanding was cleared and Rimuru names her, Shion is extremely loyal to him to the point she loves him. She will as well do anything to impress him. She also constantly competes with Shuna, Milim and Chloe about who gets to be his first wife. As for her relationship with Benimaru, before meeting Rimuru, Benimaru was Shion's superior. Shion and Benimaru seem to get along with him and are good friends with each other. Comically, she appears oblivious to how much Benimaru fears her cooking. While Shion is loyal to Benimaru, she is not about hurting or punishing him when it comes to certain matters like Rimuru or her cooking. As for her relationship with Hakuro, Shion holds high respect towards him and are good friends with each other. Comically, she appears oblivious to how much Hakuro fears her cooking. He taught Shion the basic of swords arts. Hakuro views Shion as his own daughter. As for her relationship with the Yomigare, they lead guard under Shion with Demon Lord Drago's 3 sons as its officers. They are young goblins who were killed in the Falmouth's attack and then revived, giving them extra skills, alter speed regeneration, perfect memory and pain nullification, effectively making them into unkillable soldiers. They are Shion's devoted fans. As for her role in the story, she first joined Rimuru following the Ogre village destruction and was named along with the others after Benimaru accepted Rimuru's offer of servitude in Rimuru's kingdom of Tempest. Due to the 100 invading Falmouth Vanguard Knights, accompanied by their 3 other voluntaries and the prison field barrier placed around Rimuru City, Shion was weakened significantly and ended up dying protecting a child during the invasion. However, she was later revived by Raphael and her Harvest Festival gift enabled her to evolve into a wicked Oni. During the Harvest Festival, she wished for her cooking to be delicious, thus obtaining the unique skill Cook. During the Walpurgis banquet, Shion fought against Clement and completely overpowered all his attacks. When the Holy Knights were marching to Tempest to kill Demon Lord Rimuru because of a misunderstanding, Shion pushed back against several members of the 10 Great Saints on her own, completely deflecting all their attacks and breaking through a Holy Perfection barrier with her Odachi Hercules H. She also defeated all 3 of Demon Lord Drago's sons when they came to Tempest to challenge Rimuru without even unsheathing her Odachi. Later, they became her students. Moving on to Shuna. Shuna is one of the first group of subordinates to be named by Rimuru, evolving her from an ogre to a Kijin. She was originally the princess of the ogre tribe, and even though she had the talent for using magic, she was a sheltered girl, but quickly got along with the goblins. Shuna lives in the capital city of the Jura Tempest Federation, Rimuru City. The daughter of the late ogre chieftain and Benimaru's younger sister, which is why she is nicknamed Oni Princess by Rimuru. She is very skilled and knowledgeable in domestic matters. She essentially became Rimuru's chief economic advisor together with Rigurd. Shuna is a gentle and forgiving girl with a keen sense. Being raised as a princess, she also had a refined and graceful personality. Rimuru tends to rely on her regal disposition when it comes to diplomacy with the leaders of other nations. In her introduction, Shuna seemed to be a shy and fearful girl, staying behind Benimaru and Hakuro while they fought Rimuru. But after they realized he wasn't the responsible of the attack and destruction of the village and allied him, Shuna quickly adapted to the new home and developed a good relationship with its inhabitants, demonstrating that she possesses good social skills. She is also very compassionate and empathetic. After Rimuru learned about all the victims in the attack made by the Kingdom of Falmouth, including Shion and Gobuz's death, and felt guilty about that tragedy, she approached and gave him a hug and her complete support, telling him that if he needs anything, she'll be there for him. She's at the age where she is happy to be dependent on. Hence, since she is always sheltered as a little girl in the ogre tribe, she is incredibly happy and content with her current position under Rimuru. Even a bit of responsibility seems to make her happy. Even so, she is not to be underestimated, as she can get incredibly competitive in certain areas, to such as being appointed as Rimuru's close aide and taking care of him personally. The will to do so is so much that Shuna and Shion unknowingly pull on Rimuru to the point of tearing him in half. Just like Shion, she uses every chance to cuddle with Rimuru's blob form. Shuna shows off her femininity by showing her skills in viewing skills on a loom. She is also made responsible for clothing everyone in their fledgling village and had already woven several rolls of silk. As for her past, after Rimuru arrived at the scene where the ogres were battling Rimuru's subordinates, she was the first to recognize his mask and come to the conclusion that he was related to the masked Majin that attacked the village with the orcs. However, after seeing how merciful Rimuru was being towards them even with his immense strength and the ogres mercilessly attacking him without any explanation, she was also the first to judge that Rimuru had no relation with the assailant and stopped her brother before they fought to the death. After the unnamed Benimaru decides to serve Rimuru and they were all about to be named, she was yet again the first to stop Rimuru from doing so due to the huge risk that came along with it. Despite her effort, however, this time they were named anyway, as Rimuru was ignorant of the fact that naming high-ranking monster depletes significantly higher Magicules from the namer with a high risk of permanently losing a portion of the Magicules. Even so, things turned out well, and Rimuru fully recovered from his sleep mode with 3 days without any permanent Magiculus lost, by which time all 6 of them evolved into Kijin. She is also a very good cook and cleaning and viewing, which is exactly what she utilized to be of use to Rimuru as his subordinate. She acquired the unique skill Analyst and Manufacturer, which complements and optimizes her already existing abilities, helping her becoming one of the key figures in Rimuru's future country, Department of Production. Alongside her works the three dwarf brothers Garm, Dort and Mird, and also Haruna, the other goblinas. It was because of her that Kurube and Rimoro's village was able to acquire exceedingly better garments and armor before their battle against the Orc Lord. As for her strength, unlike most of the other Oni, Shuna is just a rank A, but she's actually much stronger than her magiculous capacity could lead one to believe, thanks to her effective and efficient use of magic and skills. Being able to wield law manipulation in particular makes her a dangerous opponent to face. As for her relationship with Rimuru, originally like the other members of her kind when they were ogres, Shuna was originally suspicious and wary of Rimuru when they first met. However, she became the first to trust him after seeing his capabilities and pacifist nature. After being named, she became very affectionate and dedicated towards Rimuru. She enjoys being dependent on him and will compete with others, particularly Shion, for his attention and affection. Because of her princess upbringing and sense of elegancy, she is often more a secretary to Rimuru than Shion when dealing with negotiations or other social affairs. As for her relationship with Benimaru, Shuna is Benimaru's younger sister. They both care for each other and share a deep trust that her words mean much to Benimaru. An example is how Shuna intervened and dissuaded her brother from his misplaced rage against Rimuru during the first confrontation. Although Shuna loves her brother, she is not above going against him or even siding Rimuru over him. As for her relationship with Shion, the two are the only fellow female survivors who came from the same ogre village. As Shuna is the tribe's princess, Shion respects and cares for her. After both were named by Rimuru, they often compete for Rimuru's affection or attention. Although she competes with Shion, she still gets along with her and their bond is almost akin to sisters. With this, I covered everything that I wanted to cover on Shion and Shuna. And that will be all for this video. If you like this video, leave a like, leave your thoughts in the comments below, or subscribe to the channel for more manga reviews and One Piece content. And until next time, take care.